You are watching William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. We have Nadia, Josh, John, and Jen in studio on a breakaway, breaking down top stories in the NHL. You like that, Josh, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
So let's start off with the Islanders, guys. They're off to a hot start, leading the Metro Division. John, we'll go to you because you're our resident Islanders expert. If we take a look at the Metro Division standings, do you think they'll remain at the top, or will they fall to the bottom?
Yeah, well, I think everyone's got to remember that this year the Metro Division is completely open. The Islanders are up there early. I think they'll stay up there for a little bit. I don't know if they have the full 82-game spread for them, but everyone's getting it done. Casey Cizikas, Andrew Ladd, Valtteri Filppula, they're all contributing. It's not just Matt Barzal. It's not just Anders Lee. The goalies are stepping up. Everyone's buying into Barry Trotz's system.
I mean, listen, Josh, we all know how it's going to play out. We all know how you feel. But, I mean, if you look, I think this is kind of like a habit of the Islanders a lot. If you look back on the 14-15 season, they were kind of off on the same, you know, they had a shaky beginning, whatever, but then they blew us away with the 2015 playoff run. And I think we're kind of looking at the same team now. Don't get me wrong, you know, they have potential. They've been producing. Boychuk has been a major player, but I don't see it lasting. It's definitely not going to last.
It's a strong point, I'm not going to lie, but you know, you have to remember the difference is Jack Capuano to Barry Trotz, and that is a huge difference in coaching.
I don't know.
Listen, you bring up excellent points. I mean, Barry Trotz is a great coach. He won the Stanley Cup. It took him a while to get there, but the Islanders do not have the offensive system that's going to last. They're not consistent players. But don't get me wrong, you have Matt Barzal, he's a young player. You have Andrew Ladd, who's now the captain. He's stepping up. But you don't have the goalies. I mean, the goalies are going back and forth. I mean, out of the games that have been going on, one goalie's playing 9 games, the other one's playing 7. Make up your mind.
I think they're going to stay off top. I mean, right now they're leading the Capitals and the Blue Jackets. I mean, that says
by only
a lot.
couple points. Maybe a point or two.
That says a lot, though. It does. They're an aggressive team.
Okay.
They're holding their spot.
I'm going to stick to my answer. The system is the main point here. They're taking very few shots, but they're converting on the majority of them, okay?
Just don't hold your breath. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
From early success to early failure, our first big coaching change of the season. Blackhawks fired their coach Joel Quenneville. Josh, oh my goodness.
Okay.
I'm all fired up from this Islanders discussion. Josh, break us down for here. Was this the right call to fire the Blackhawks coach?
I don't think this early in the season was the right call. We pulled up the graphic of Joel Quenneville. I mean, he's one of the greatest coaches, in my opinion, of all time. He's in the top 3. He's second in wins. He has 8th in the Stanley Cups. He's got 3 of them. I think they should have waited at least until February, you know, because they were on a they were 6-1, the Blackhawks. They're on a 5-game losing streak. That's not the time where you say this is time to get rid of the coach. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to get the system back into play. He knows how to get these players fired up in the locker room. I'm a little upset about it, but I don't want to touch more on it because, you know, it's not that important anymore.
He has the pedigree. I think he should have, at least to the end of the season.
And they have now the youngest coach in the NHL at 33 years old, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does it. You know, a lot of nerves go into that.
All right, well, bringing it back east, we'll go to Nadia's team, the New York Rangers.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
4-game winning streak. Yeah. Are they going to go back to losing?
Can we just say that I'm living? I mean, I'm happy. This is the kind of team that, you know, I like to see. But, you know, unfortunately, you kind of see Hank suffering a little bit, as always with the Rangers. They're not playing as strong as I want them to play. You can definitely tell that David Quinn's new coaching style has made an impact on the team. They have a new unity. They're definitely playing more competitively, but there's just too much falling back on Lundqvist. And I mean, yeah, he's holding the team together, but it's how much, if you take that goaltender out of the equation, what do you have, you know?
I mean, I'm actually going to go off you. Don't get me wrong. The coaching style has changed. I have seen a difference in them, but in their past 4-game streak, 2 of them went out to shootouts. I'm sorry, going against with every team, shootout is not like an earned win. They did not earn the win. Yeah. Their coaching style is definitely different.
That's why I'm going back on Lundqvist. You know, it always like Lundqvist is the main reason that they're holding on. And I want to see them continue. I think they have great potential and they've been killing it, but you know, we got to wait and see.
Yeah, these next 2 games coming up, the Red Wings and the Blue Jackets.
Big games.
Yeah,
not that
we'll
much
see.
Competition.
Oh.
Not that much. Detroit's at like the bottom, and you know Columbus is here and there. I think we have
here
a pretty
and there.
good shot.
They're sitting what, number 2 or something? Number
Columbus,
3.
I don't want to take too much
Rangers
away
are
from
down
Columbus.
here.
But
The
we have
Rangers
been
are not
playing
that
well.
far
Like,
off. We've been playing well.
We forget we're on a streak, though. Like, we have
A
been playing.
streak with 2 shootout wins. That
A
doesn't
win's
really
a win in
start
my
a
book.
All
A
right,
win's
well,
a win.
it's not a
We wanna come on
earned
your
win.
team.
Let me
I'll
just
come
put
on
it
your
that
team.
way.
Win, okay.
Yeah.
Get used to it. Lundqvist is way too old to carry this team all the way
But they
to the
don't call
cup
him the
like
king
he
for
did a few
nothing.
years back.
I'm going to agree with you.
The king, he was the king 2 years ago.
Oh,
He's
here we
now
go.
the little Princess Fairy.
I'm going to quickly say the sake, so I want to get into the Devils for you, but I do believe they're not going to carry this. I mean, they just don't have the defense for it, but David Quinn is smart enough where the players are not doing well, he will bench them,
Yep.
and when they're ready, they'll come back, and then they'll start another winning streak, but then they'll go back to losing as well.
All right. Lot to handle there. Jen, we'll go to your New Jersey Devils. They started off, 4 straight wins. They've been lackluster since. Is it time to panic for them?
Can I just say the Devils right now are very excited about Brian Boyle's hat trick. Okay, it could not have been a more hallmark moment. Number one, his cancer just went into recession this month. Number two, it just happened to be Hockey Fights Cancer Month, and he gets a hat trick. Like, just in the NHL in general, not just for the Devils, like, that's, like, amazing. Yeah. And going back to the, the Devils, with their games, they seem to be starting with, like, a lead, and it seems to be no problem. Then all of a sudden they get lazy and just, like, get blown out. Like, they're just getting lazy. The defense needs to, like, block it up. And, Snyder's back from his injury, which is not my favorite go-to, but not to get into that. Definitely, there's some holes there, and they have, tonight they're playing against Toronto. Hopefully they could get a win out of that because Austin Matthews is out for 4 weeks.
Going off the holes, you know who's full of holes? Corey Schneider. Coming back from injury, he's letting up too many goals early. They actually had to pull him in the game after Pittsburgh.
Yes.
But also want to talk about that Brian Boyle because he used to be an ex-Ranger. I got emotional when he got the
yeah.
hat trick.
Oh, yeah.
I think everyone in the
I think
league
the
kind of cried
entire
a little
NHL was emotional for him because you going off saying it was Hockey Fights Cancer Day. And
You
it was
can't
just,
get any better.
You can't get any better than that. I mean, you're literally writing a Cinderella story for him, and it was a beautiful moment for the NHL and for the Devils.
Yeah, it was.
John, is it time to panic?
Brian Boyle is a fantastic story, but it is November 9th. It is not time to panic. I'll go back to the original point. The division is wide open this year. I don't think they're, division winners, but perhaps they could sneak in at the wild card, the 3rd seed. Who knows? It's a long season. The Devils they're playing with unity. They have a great story behind them, again, with Boyle. So it's not time to panic. It's November 9th, everybody.
All right. Season's still young. I think
Absolutely.
don't hit the panic button just yet. That's all for hockey, but don't go anywhere. After the break, we're on the turf talking football. That was amazing.
That was a great one.